The political philosophies, experiences, and backgrounds of the leaders of Africa are diverse and encompass a broad spectrum. While some have been elected peacefully, others have risen to power through coups or other anti-democratic methods. While some have held their positions for a long time, some are more recent arrivals. In today's video, we are going to be telling you how Burkina Faso's Captain Ibrahim Traore has refused to back down as he continuously strikes France and other Western oppressors. We shall also talk about the speech Ibrahim Traore made that got the Western leaders worried. Make sure you watch this video till the end so you get the full story. Every African is now familiar with the name Ibrahim Traore. The 35-year-old has only been in power for a year, and it is okay to say that he is already doing so much in Burkina Faso, just like the legendary Thomas Sankara. Burkina Faso has decided to land another heavy blow on France to show that they want nothing to do with them in their country if there's no fairness and equality. A bill amending the constitution that would make national languages official languages and demote French to the status of working language was approved by the Burkina government on Wednesday. The report of the Council of Ministers specifies that this bill is part of the realization of one of the transition's main missions, which consists of initiating political, administrative, and institutional reforms to strengthen the culture democratically and consolidate the rule of law. The designation of national languages as official languages, rather than French as the working language, is one of the main changes of this new document. Minister of Justice and Human Rights, Idasso Rodri Bayala, announced the changes regarding the status of languages in the former French colony. According to the minister, the document includes revisions that would allow non-magistrates to join the Supreme Council of the Judiciary and increase the authority of the Constitutional Council. As a result, the state's sovereignty and cultural identity will be strengthened, and it will be able to break away from its colonial past. According to Bayala, the decision is part of a project to update the constitution of the military authorities, which took control following a coup in late September 2022. Take note that on July 22nd, Mali also passed a new constitution giving the country's local languages official status, while dropping French as an official language. The new constitution was approved in a referendum on June 18, with 96.91% of the vote declaring French a non-official language. French is now the working language, and the 13 national languages spoken in the country will also receive official language status. Around 70 local languages are spoken in the country, and some of them, including Bambara, Bobo, Dogon, and Minyanka, were granted national language status under a 1982 decree. The Malian military has insisted that the constitution is essential to the nation's reconstruction ever since seizing power in a coup in August 2020. Two more coups have occurred in Mali in the last few years, one in August 2020 and another in May 2021. Burkina Faso and Mali are the only countries in West Africa to have shown resentment for French and Western oppression in recent years. The leaders of Niger, Guinea, Burkina Faso, and Mali, who all came to power via coups, have shown that they're on a journey to kick out all aspects of France's oppression and exploitative policies in its former colonies. This anti-France sentiments were clear in Niger as the people protested for days in front of the French embassy in Niamey for the French ambassador and military to leave Niger. We are waiting to see if Niger and Guinea will drop French as their national language. There's no doubt that a geopolitical drama is taking place as the military rulers of Niger bolster their authority. There is disagreement among Niger's neighbors, security partners, and funders on how to cooperate with the recently appointed military leadership. After a protracted standoff, France withdrew its ambassador and 1,500 troops from Niger after months of resistance. France was reluctant to leave Niger because they've been exploiting the country's resources, like uranium, for many years by installing puppet leaders there to do their bidding. In Guinea, the Minister of Justice, Alphonse Charles Wright, has announced an investigation into its ex-president Alpha Condé for treason 2 years after he was removed from power in a military coup. Condé was the first democratically elected leader of Guinea until his removal from office in September 2021 by Colonel Mamadi Doumbouya's elite army squad. The coup occurred after he forcibly put down protests against his election candidacy and attempted to extend his 10-year rule with a third term in power. Guinea is one of several West and Central African states to have undergone a coup in recent years. The military leaders have vowed to transition the country back to civilian rule by 2026. With all this going on, Niger's military leaders said on Monday, December 4th, that they were ending 2 European Union security and defense missions in the country, as it battles with 2 long-running jihadist insurgencies. This came as the country's army leaders and a senior Russian defense official discussed deepening military cooperation. Niger isn't the only one to side with Russia. Burkina Faso and Mali have also avoided Western powers and sided more with Russia's Vladimir Putin. Before the coup that deposed Niger's president, Mohamed Bazoum, Niger had been the West's last major security partner in the Sahel, the vast region south of the Sahara Desert that Islamist extremist groups have turned into a global terror hotspot. The answer to whether Niger and Guinea will drop French as their national language depends on how things are going to play out in the various countries in the coming months. One thing is sure, Niger is most likely to do so. Why do we say this? Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger look to form a federation. The foreign ministers of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger have recommended creating a confederation as part of a long-term goal of uniting the West African neighbors within a federation. The top diplomats of the Alliance of Sahel states met in Bamako for 2 days. The ministers stressed the need for development, military, and diplomacy to consolidate political and economic integration, as they worked to clarify the details of the new alliance. We have made a video detailing this confederation. Make sure you watch it too. As we can see, Burkina Faso and Mali have already removed French as their national languages. Just Niger is left. So, all things being equal, Niger is surely going to be the next on the list. Is this going to have an impact on the countries? While elevating local languages is a positive step towards inclusivity, it's crucial to ensure that all communities, including French-speaking minorities, feel represented and have access to education and government services. A delicate balance must be struck to promote linguistic diversity without exacerbating existing social divisions. It is yet unclear how much of an influence this language change will have. Although there are a lot of potential advantages for cultural identity and educational access, there are obstacles in the way of a seamless transition and guaranteeing inclusivity for all cultures. Multilingualism, which values both native and foreign languages, may be the secret to making this shift work. Burkina Faso is not looking at what will happen after this. They are firmly looking for all means to remove France from their country. France withdrew troops from its former colony in the face of mounting hostility after Captain Ibrahim Traore seized power in September 2022. Traore has said many times that he is not the enemy of the French people, it's the policies of those governing France which is the problem in Africa. Ibrahim Traore is also proving to the West that he means business in his country. On November 23rd, President Ibrahim Traore placed the foundation stone for the country's first gold refinery. 11 months from now, the facility will generate its first gold, with a production capacity of around 400 kilograms of gold per day. The project is being developed in partnership with an existing company called Marina Gold. Burkina Faso produced 57.6 tons of gold in 2022, down 14% year-on-year. Traore's Minister of Mines, Simon Pierre Boussam, emphasized in a speech that they would no longer be refining their gold abroad, but rather domestically. They would also be aware of the true worth of the unprocessed gold that was extracted from their mines. With the signing of a memorandum of understanding with Russia for the construction of a gold refinery, Mali, Africa's third largest gold producer in 2022, may follow in the footsteps of its neighbor, Burkina Faso. It should also be noted that violence led to the closure of 4 industrial mines and the abandonment of nearly 700 gold panning sites last year. The laying of this foundation proves that everything will be back to normal in no time. Ibrahim Traore also delivered a speech during the Russia-Africa Summit in St. Petersburg that made other African leaders ashamed of themselves. He condemned how they've been leading their countries. His speech has also provoked Western countries, and they've tried to take him out since he's against imperialist neocolonialism. He said Burkina Faso has been confronted with the most violent form of imperialist neocolonialism for the past years, and slavery has continued to impose itself on them, but did not want anyone to feel sorry for his country. This is because he has decided to fight against all these crises in his country to relaunch their development. We African heads of state must stop behaving like puppets who dance every time the imperialists pull the strings, he said. Traore was trying to tell African leaders several things from this speech. Africa has the resources and the people to solve its own problems, and it should not rely on outside assistance. This decision to replace French as the official language of Burkina Faso with languages like Mooré and Fulfulde marks a significant turning point in the country's history. This audacious step goes beyond language policy and is a deliberate attempt to promote national identity, empower local communities, and regain cultural autonomy. Burkina Faso makes a strong statement about its dedication to inclusivity and cultural preservation by making their indigenous languages official. This change can strengthen the Burkinabe people's sense of pride and belonging, and to enable them to connect with their history and customs on a deeper level. Therefore, Burkina Faso's linguistic shift stands as a testament to the enduring power of cultural identity. It serves as a reminder that language is not merely a tool for communication, but a fundamental element of who we are and where we come from. By embracing their native tongues, Burkina Faso takes a significant step towards a future where cultural heritage thrives and inclusivity is truly woven into the fabric of the nation. Many Africans today are ashamed of their native tongue, names, and even where they come from. It is a shameful thing that many people think this way because they think that the good things must be related to the West. Africans are happy to teach their children English, Spanish, French, German, and even Mandarin, but fail to teach them their native tongue. Africans are the only set of people who give their children names that were meant for their slavers. If you're African and you know your native tongue, and have only African names, then you should be proud of yourself and not feel bad about it. Do you think the next country to follow the steps of Mali and Burkina Faso will be Niger or Guinea? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Do not forget to like this video and subscribe to the New Tourist channel. Turn on notifications too so you get notified whenever we upload videos like this. Thanks for watching and see you in our next video.